Welcome to this Biological Sciences Masterclass on Kingdom Plantae, the evolution of autotrophic life. We will explore the variety of autotrophic life, from algae to complex flowering plants, analyzing classification, structure, and life cycles. Our course roadmap begins with classification logic, moves through non-seed-bearing cryptogams like algae and bryophytes, covers seed-bearing phanerogams, and concludes with the mathematical logic of alternating generations. Taxonomy has evolved from artificial systems based on superficial traits to natural systems considering internal features. Today, we use phylogenetic classification, focusing on shared evolutionary history and ancestry. Numerical taxonomy uses computational logic, where every trait is assigned a numerical code. By comparing these codes, we calculate a similarity score, accurately grouping plants and removing human bias. Algae are primitive producers. Their thalloid bodies lack true roots, stems, or leaves, making them simple aquatic organisms. They are chlorophyll-bearing, autotrophic, and responsible for over half of Earth's photosynthesis. Algae are classified by their pigments. Chlorophyceae, or green algae, use chlorophyll A and B. Phaeophyceae, brown algae, use Fucoxanthin. Rhodophyceae, red algae, use Phycoerythrin. Light absorption determines the habitat depth of algae. Green algae stay near the surface. Red algae live in the deep ocean, utilizing pigments that can catch weak blue light, showcasing physical adaptation. Bryophytes, like mosses and liverworts, are the land pioneers, but they are known as the amphibians of the plant kingdom. They grow on moist soil, but require a water film for sexual reproduction. In bryophytes, the dominant generation is the gametophyte N, which is the independent, photosynthetic main plant body. The sporophyte, 2N, is diploid, parasitic on the gametophyte, and produces spores. Pteridophytes, the first vascular plants, developed xylem and phloem for conduction. The main plant body is a sporophyte, 2N, differentiated into true roots, stem, and leaves, allowing them to grow tall. Most ferns are homosporous, producing one type of spore. However, the evolution of heterospory, which produces microspores and megaspores, led to the retention of the megaspore and was the precursor to the seed habit. Gymnosperms means naked seed. Their ovules are not enclosed by an ovary wall, remaining exposed. The resulting seeds are uncovered, and they were the first plants to reproduce without needing water. In gymnosperms, wind-borne pollen grains land on the ovule's micropyle. The pollen tube then carries male gametes directly to the egg, a process called siphonogamy, enabling survival in dry environments. Angiosperms, the flowering plants, are the most advanced. Pollen grains and ovules develop in flowers, and seeds are enclosed within fruits. They are classified into dicots, 2 cotyledons, and monocots, 1 cotyledon. Angiosperms perform double fertilization. One male gamete fuses with the egg to form the zygote, and a second male gamete fuses with the polar nuclei to form the triploid endosperm, a nutrient source for the embryo. All plants exhibit the alternation of generations, switching between the multicellular gametophyte N and sporophyte 2N phases. The classification of life cycles depends on which generation is dominant. The Haplontic cycle is common in algae, like Volvox. The dominant stage is the free-living gametophyte. The diploid stage is only represented by the single-celled zygote, which immediately undergoes meiosis to produce haploid spores. The diplontic cycle, seen in all seed-bearing plants, is dominated by the multicellular sporophyte. The gametophyte stage is reduced to a few-celled structure. This diploid dominance allows for complex bodies and better protection. The intermediate cycle, or Haplo-diplontic, features both multicellular, often free-living phases. In bryophytes, the gametophyte is dominant, while in pteridophytes, the sporophyte is dominant, linking water and land plants. This table summarizes the 3 life cycle strategies. Haplontic cycles are simple, diplontic are complex and protected, and haplo-diplontic is the bridge between them, which is key to understanding plant reproduction. The phylogeny of Kingdom Plantae shows a climb in complexity. It progresses from aquatic algae to shoreline bryophytes, vascular pteridophytes, seed-bearing gymnosperms, and finally, flower-bearing angiosperms that dominate the land. Algae have significant industrial value. Agar-Agar, derived from gelidium, is used to grow microbes and in foods. Algin and carrageenan are hydrocolloids used as thickening agents in various industries and food products. Seed plants are the engine of our economy, providing 90% of human resources. Angiosperms and Gymnosperms offer food, fodder, timber, paper, and critical medicines like quinine and morphine. The move from water-dependent spores to protected seeds drastically increased plant survival rates. This innovation in robust seed packaging is why seed-bearing plants have successfully colonized much of the world's land area. Bryophyte diversity includes liverworts, which are primitive and flat, reproducing asexually via gemmae. More advanced mosses have a leafy stage and are ecologically important for preventing soil erosion. Pteridophytes are classified based on the structural morphology of their stems and leaves. These four logical classes showcase the history of land colonization, from ancient whisk ferns to modern leafy ferns. Gymnosperm variety includes cycas, with unbranched stems and special coralloid roots. Pinus, or pine trees, have branched stems and needle-like leaves, along with mycorrhizal associations, allowing them to survive in harsh conditions. Angiosperms divide into monocotyledons and dicotyledons. This logical split is based on characteristics like the number of seed leaves, which also dictates their root systems and leaf venation, impacting most of the agriculture we rely on. The endosperm is triploid because it results from the fusion of one male and two female nuclei. This triploid state allows for rapid cell division and nutrient storage, providing the embryo with initial metabolic fuel. Global flora distribution shows that the tropics have the highest biodiversity due to constant sun and rain. As you move towards the poles, the number of classified species drops because only tougher plants can survive the extreme cold. The presence of tracheary elements, or plumbing, is a major phylogenetic gate. Non-vascular plants must remain small and wet, while vascular plants can transport water, allowing them to colonize dry land and grow into giant forests. The physics of pine needles minimizes water loss. Their small surface area reduces transpiration, and sunken stomata create a pocket of humid air to protect the cell from drying winds. In higher plants, the diploid sporophyte phase occupies 99% of the lifespan. This evolutionary shift means the double-set stage is dominant, while the single-set gametophyte phase is reduced to a tiny fraction of the plant's life. The fruit is a ripened ovary designed for seed dispersal. Fruits serve as a bribe for animals to eat them and carry the seed far away, which has allowed flowering plants to quickly spread across continents. Leaf venation logic distinguishes plant groups. Parallel veins and monocots work for long, thin leaves. Reticulate, or web-like, veins and dicots provide stronger support for broad leaves to maximize sunlight capture. The origin of seeds required three requisites: heterospory, which creates two spore types, retention, which keeps the female part on the mother plant, and a nutrient link to supply food to the developing baby. Plant survival logic is dictated by habitat. Hydrophytes are water masters, needing no xylem. Xerophytes are desert masters, with waxy coats and deep roots to trap moisture. Their bodies are perfectly adapted to their environment. Reproductive entropy is minimized through complex animal interactions that encourage cross-pollination. This maximizes genetic health by mixing genes, creating stronger, more adaptable generations of angiosperms. In summary, the plant kingdom's organization reflects evolutionary milestones, from spores to seeds to flowers. Plants are the foundation of all life, with life cycles derived from chromosomal alternation. Understanding their classification unveils Earth's green history.